Hi everyone. So in this video, I'm just going to quickly show how I'm using multi-agent workflows for my inbound marketing. So here, where I basically go from a search term or a topic that I find interesting, relevant to my audience, and go all the way from research to drafting, and then to internal linking. And finally, how I handle the last mile of the content, uh, where I finally go and edit, and that's the human in the loop part. Let me quickly show you how it starts. So whenever I come across a search term or a topic, for example, this search term I found from a competitor at the website. They've been bidding heavily on paid ads for this particular phrase, AI search competitive analysis tool. Among all the keywords, I thought this has some good potential and also highly relevant. Really good volume, growing volume, not as much as competition, or at least competition that I could go against. And here I've run a strategy agent, which is basically a research agent. You can see it's done all the research that I would manually go and do, which is basically look at keyword difficulty analysis, do a SERP analysis, basically over Google. Look, who are those top ranking pages? What are the related searches? Sometimes if it has people also asked, it kind of grabs that too. And then looking at keyword analysis, basically the difficulty is pretty low. And also it looks up, what are the other solutions for this particular keyword. So competitive analysis tools, SEO competitive analysis tools, so on and so forth. So and also it's pulling some like long tail. So these are really relevant because the AI tools for competitive analysis, best SEO tools. These are all very highly relevant terms, and it does the same for terms that it finds super relevant to the core keyword, just so it expands the keyword universe a little bit more, and it is really going to come up with a list of keywords that we can go after. And not only that, it's going and actually scraping the top SERP results and just to gather some what are those high level sentiment, what are those patterns. And our goal is not to just recreate the whatever is on the search page, but actually to go a little bit deeper. This particular agent has the value prop of Metaflow, the POV we want to present ourselves, and also overall how we fit in the content marketing, growth marketing landscape. So even though it pulls out all these patterns and keywords, we are still going to have a unique voice and how we present ourselves, and the positioning and messaging is all part of the context that this agent has. But we also don't want to go blind without data. So with good data and with this really good content brief, which has like an executive summary, because for the next agent to pick up, we want some quick context up front in the prompt. So this executive summary serves that purpose, along with detailed data to kind of feed the agent downstream. And then we also have the pillar page, and then supporting pages, all with what are the H2s, what are the H1s, what are the primary and the secondary target keywords, and a basic outline, just to get started with how we can go about exploring this particular topic or the search term. So this agent has done a really good job. This runs on Claude Sonnet 4.5. Hold on one second now. Actually, this runs on GPT. So there is another version of the agent that runs on Claude, which I use for whenever I need to go after some really competitive terms or really like a larger project where I'm going and doing at least like 4 or 5 blog posts on one particular topic. But in this case, I'm using GPT. So here in this workflow, I'm just going to generate the pillar blog post by kind of saving the supporting blog post or the spokes per se in a separate table here. And this table automatically kind of creates from the data we are giving here, and I want to be able to use this table at a later point, but I'm just saving those data here in this table for now. And then this passes it on to an article writer agent, basically taking the content brief, fleshing it out in a full article, and obviously varying the positioning and messaging statement of metaphor and context, and using the POV that you have been using for all our blogs. So the brand voice is there, the style guidelines are followed, and this again goes on to doing internal linking, where I have a sub workflow added here. I mean, I could do an agent, but I already have a workflow built from the past, so I'm just using that sub workflow to kind of do the internal linking part. So if you're sending the traffic to other relevant pages, it's got some linking already done. So this is a flow that I recently ran, right? And I'm trying to do a lot more, a few more, YouTube videos to kind of showcase how Metaflow works. So, a lot of people who are struggling to kind of wrap their heads around AI marketing or AI automation for SEO, or how do we go about, programmatically creating a lot of useful and scalable content, in a visual manner. I know there is a ton of tools and more than 10 different ways to do this, all the way from like actually coding your own, using Cursor or Cloud Code to actually use the platforms themselves to write the content. Obviously, Cursor is built for code, Cloud Code is built for code. They're not built for like prose, but it still works to a certain extent. And then there are any ends of the world where you're patching things, creating a whole web of nodes, interconnecting one on there. And then there are also like pure agents, where you're just working with an agent or a chat interface. So at Metaflow, we kind of have, being a marketing practitioner myself for over 10 years, I do think marketers love how things are kind of spread out, where they would like to have their eyes on all things that matter, because marketing is a lot more complex than engineering, or it's not too creative like design. It's somewhere in the middle where you want that a large cognitive workspace where you're like, since there is like so many moving parts, you still want to have that eagle's eye view, but at the same time you also want that that pixel level clarity and on what's happening. So I think marketers generally are somebody who has that altitude agility. I don't know, I just made up the term. So what I mean by altitude agility is the capability of going to looking at the big picture, like looking at the forest for the trees, and also looking at the actual tree. So a lot of great marketers I know, they can quickly switch between the big picture and also get to the pixel level detail within the same conversation, sometimes within the same uh, uh, within the same speech, whatever. But anyways, so with that in mind, I designed Metaflow to kind of be powerful, but also not overcomplicate things with a web of nodes. So hence, we still have all these powerful agents tied together. Like each of these agents are, they are themselves as powerful as a large workflow, but they're all built on natural language and just plain English instructions. But they're capable of, doing what like a cursor agent would do, or a Claude agent would do, whatever those agents would do for code. These agents are, doing it for marketing. I wouldn't sound like apples to apple comparison, because prose is different from code, but still, these agents have been doing really well on my workflows, and for a few clients, I've been working. So if you found this useful, please do give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be putting out more agent instructions and prompts that I've used to build this in the future videos on how you can go about building your own prompts, building your agents on Metaflow or on other platforms. So yeah, stay tuned, and yeah, just subscribe to the channel if you want to like stay in the loop for future updates. If at all you found this helpful, just leave a like or share it with your friends so they also kind of follow the channel, and go from there. Awesome. Thanks, guys.